Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Dark Rooms Podcast, Season 2, Episode 1. I am Psychic.
That's such a
What?
depressing intro.
I don't know how to do. I haven't done this in weeks. I haven't done this in weeks. Okay, I don't know.
I think this works.
You know what? No, we're restarting.
This is good.
No, we're restarting.
Jeez.
Oh, come on.
Fine.
We had good vibes there.
Fine. Hi, I'm Psychic. I'm being joined by Mr. Nitpicky Ozone, who takes a fight with everything. We got Inky and underscore as well.
Yup.
And that's the intro.
Welcome to Season 2, boys.
We're recording live from the Pizzaplex. We
True.
found refuge here after the shack burned down.
Yeah. Rip
We're
Shack.
jamming out to DJ Music Man's music.
Mhm. We can hear it through
He's
the
pretty
vents.
cool.
So how's it going, guys? We're finally back.
We're finally back.
Oh, it's been
recording
so
for
long.
you.
So last I've seen my son.
Oh my god, I hate you.
You walked
Can we
right into
restart?
that. You walked right into that.
It's been so long.
Alright. So, today we're talking about, it's pretty obvious, we're talking about security breach.
Right.
Hey,
Big
let's
new
see.
thing happened.
Yeah, it came out
dropped.
over a month ago.
No way.
Came out over a month ago to, reception.
It did get reception. That is correct,
Yeah.
Psychic. How it was received.
Yeah.
It was received differently between different people.
That is to be expected. I'd say it's a pretty wide range.
Yeah, there's
Of-
some
There's good
Yeah.
reasons. There's good reasons for both sides. I
Yes,
think.
I agree.
yes.
I agree.
Some reasons
Yeah.
better than others, but we can talk.
So, in case you don't know what we're talking about, Security Breach is a buggy mess that has a lot of
glitches
frame rate issues and glitches and skips
and
Soft
it's-
locks.
and soft locks. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people have soft locks. And it's a good game.
and I love it.
Yeah. I mean, the soft locks make it better.
Yeah.
I have to disagree with you there.
You weren't there. You weren't there.
That is
episode
true.
one.
That is true. I think
So-
we should get this out of the way that Ozone and I have not been able to play it for ourselves due to technical limitations. Though Psychic streamed it on Ozone's channel,
Mhm.
and at some points all four of us were there.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
those
yeah.
those are really fun times.
I
We
forgot
should
you
go-
guys were there.
Go check it out.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Like halfway through, I get more computer parts, so it goes from laggy to actual good gameplay. So that was
Yeah.
fun.
True. But
And
yeah, where do we want to start with this? How about do we each give our opinions on Security Breach overall, just to
I
start
think
out?
that's a good.
and then-
That's
then we
a
can-
good place to
yeah.
start.
Get into why we feel the way we do and the different areas where it is good and areas it falls short.
So let's just go through. Rate it 1 through 10.
Ooh,
Oh,
that's
God,
tricky. That's
See, it's really tricky for me because I feel like Security Breach needs to be rated on multiple different kind of aspects.
Yes.
Right, and what
so,
aspect
like,
should we do it?
In terms of I guess gameplay, it's okay. I mean, I wasn't playing it, but
yeah, we
it
can't really
seems
comment
pretty
on the
okay.
gameplay.
glitches, of course, is like a 0.
Totally.
Not that there were 0 glitches, there were infinite glitches.
But they were fun glitches.
But and story is
the double Chica incident.
hmm
story is okay, but not the best. I would say overall, like a 7.8.
Too much water.
Too much
Yes.
water. Needs less 7.8, needs more H2O.
Yeah, that's a fun reference for anyone in the audience.
I have
Um,
no idea what you guys are talking about.
I have no idea what we're talking about either, to be honest.
It's an old meme where IGN rated Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire 7.8 out of 10. Too much water.
Wait, really? Wait, really?
Yeah.
I love that.
That was the reasoning.
I love that.
It was a meme a few years back. So
What
when Ozone-
Pokemons have too many water?
So when Ozone said 7.8 out of 10, I just had to follow up.
That's
Too much
Okay.
water.
Yankee, what do you think of Security Breach?
Okay. So once again, with Ozone here, I didn't play it. But I actually want to say the gameplay looks pretty good. Especially for a FNaF game. When ranking Security Breach, rating it, you have to sort of compare it to three categories. You can compare it to like big company corporation games, AAA titles. If you
Yeah.
do that, it's a 1 out of 10. If you do that, so I don't recommend doing that. So don't compare it to
Well,
big
it's
big
not.
AAA titles.
It's not a.
Because it's not. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
It's a small studio, even if it's on the big consoles. Um, Comparing it to like the rest of indie games, it's pretty ambitious. That ambition is put to good use in some places, and in some places it's iffy, obviously, with the glitches. It's a big step in indie games, kind of. It's like kind of indie. Like at one point,
Isn't
yeah,
Steel Wool an indie game studio? Like, isn't it like only like a small team?
kind of, yeah. It's like
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of like what's the threshold where an indie game like because usually it used to be just like independent developers, so it would imply one. Then it was like indie studios where it's like
Yeah.
really small studios. I'm wondering where that line is. But anyway,
I'd say maybe
it's considered an indie game.
I feel like if it's not a big corporation, it's technically an indie game because they aren't backed by like the big companies, like the big three.
That's a good point.
Although I guess like there's like little subdivisions like EA is part of
Mhm.
Sony or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's all a big mess. And
Yeah, it's a big mess.
All we need to know is that Security Breach is an indie game, and when compared to other indie games, it's pretty okay. It's big. It's big for indie games. I would not say it's better than most indie games because a lot of indie games are more compact, concise, and they know what they're doing and they get
Big
it done.
does not mean good.
Right. So Security Breach is very big compared to indie games. And then the third category is compared to the rest of the FNaF games. And obviously gameplay compared to the rest of the FNaF games gets an instant like 10.
True.
Because you're doing stuff. And that's not to insult the previous FNaF games because those had their own charm. But
it's not turn press
well,
button, turn press button.
It's just how different it is, really.
You're very involved. I'd say a good comparison, a good relevant comparison to make would be the new Pokemon game versus other Pokemon games.
Yes.
Other Pokemon games, you just run around and hit buttons, and
it's the same
things do
game
it for you.
8 times. Actually, more
the
than
new one, you actually play the game. You're running around, you're throwing things, you're actually dodging crap.
Yeah.
That's what it's like. That's what Security Breach is like compared to the other FNaF games.
And the new Pokemon game is like a freaking slaps.
It's very good, but we aren't here to talk about that. I'm sorry for bringing it up. And then finally, story. Story. I cannot give Security Breach any story points. I did not. It took me a while to process all of the story, everything that happens, and
really, because that wasn't a lot.
That's fair.
I'm gonna put everything that happens in strong quotation marks because nothing happens. Anything that does happen only undoes things that already happened. That's my stance on Security Breach story. Underscore. What about you?
Yo, okay. I remember initial thoughts after like just having beat the game was like a solid 3 out of 10 overall on like everything. But after careful consideration, I'd say story definitely still a 3 out of 10. But gameplay probably more like a 7 out of 10 minus the bugs and glitches. I think that's like about all I got. I don't know how else to categorize it.
I think we can all agree that Mazer size definitely docks a few points from the game overall.
You have to ask a friend how to do it.
No, I figured it out. I mean,
it's like I did figure it out.
We just figured out.
I told you how to do it.
No, you told me a weird button solution, and then I figured out how an easy way to do it. Also, can I just say,
to be fair, I figured it out.
The problem with Mazer size is they give you a hint on what to do, but the hint itself is wrong. It says get the blue one to the corner, and you'll know what to do for there. But the piece you need to get to the corner is green. So it's like, what the hell?
The thing is, I haven't looked at it since we played or whatever, but surely there's more than one solution, right?
No, there's only
also,
one.
it doesn't.
There's only
also,
one.
it doesn't tell you. It also doesn't tell you what buttons you're pushing, so it's easy to mess up.
Yeah.
Because they're all so close to each other, and the range on the hitbox for the buttons is so big.
So basically, the solution. There's only one solution. Because there's only one piece that will let you access the vent and get into that area. Because like, and that's the green taco piece. And they say, oh, once you get the blue piece to the corner, you'll know what to do, even though it's not the blue piece, it's the green piece, and that's like the main problem.
I'm gonna take your word for it, but yeah.
There's only.
I'm very confused.
No, okay. The reason, there technically is more than one solution, and I found one of those, but it's because I like clipped into the wall. But...
Yes, I remember the
Oh
wall.
yeah.
We have a lot of fun memories from those streams. So
Yes.
once again, check them out.
Yeah.
So Psychic, how would you rate Security Breach?
It's difficult. Maybe like a week or two ago, I would have rated it very high, like 8.5 to like 9 range, because I personally had a lot of fun playing the game. Lots of fun memories. Even like the bugs and glitches, like I had a blast with those. Like we always were able to laugh at the bugs and glitches. Like we got soft locked by Sun, and we made up this joke that he was a vlogger holding a camera. Like,
Hey guys, it's Sun here. Welcome back to my daily vlog.
but
With
not
political.
nightly, because that's someone else's job.
daily vlog.
And then
Yeah, I think
Naughty boy.
you bring up a good point in saying that, like, because we all sort of experienced this together, it definitely affected our perception of like the game itself, I'd say.
I think
rather than
6
playing it on our own.
6 a.m. would have been like a lot worse for me if I didn't have you guys there with me.
Yeah, we were cheering you on the freaking Monty fight.
The 6 a.m. was really my only big issue with the game, and that's been fixed with this new update.
Yeah.
Well, it will be soon, isn't it? Or has it come out already? The new update?
I think it might have. I don't know.
Interesting.
But that was
I haven't actually checked recently.
That was my only big issue with the game, because it was frustrating. It didn't feel fair. It wasn't like it didn't have like story reason. It was just, oh, we're gonna make it difficult for the heck of it. Like
unlike the glitches, it was intentional.
Yeah,
that's kind of like
a big
thing.
Like if they were like, oh, like even if they did something like, oh, there's like a power outage, so none of the save points have power anymore, so you can't save, and everything becomes like a little bit more difficult. Like, okay, that would make a little bit more sense because it would be logical. It's not just like, oh, they suddenly don't work. I'm sorry.
That's true. Also, it would have changed up the gameplay for the final for 6 a.m. Because like with all the power off, like things would behave differently.
Yeah.
So if they were gonna do that, that's how they should have done it. But it's a good thing they're reversing it because it's artificial difficulty, not like organic difficulty.
And it's not really. Okay. It's like nothing else in the game is like set that up. I guess I don't really know like the best word to say besides set that up. But I feel like you guys get what I mean.
That's fair.
Freddy just refuses to save.
Yeah.
Or wait, no, that's the recharge stations. I got them confused. Save stations, they just don't work. Freddy saves for you now. New
also,
update.
another thing with that, the other main problem I have with Security Breach, is the fact that if you collect the thing and then die, you don't keep it. So, and it's weird because you get the eyes at a point where you can no longer save and use the eyes freely to see all the things. So it's like, but if you die, you lose it. So it's like, what's the point? Because you get the eyes at like 5:50 a.m. and you have to run to the exit, and then you can no longer save. So
now, maybe that was for your run. Is it possible to get the eyes earlier in different runs?
You always get the eyes second because you need either the claws or the voice box to get into Roxy.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, that is a pretty big logical oversight.
Or you can do what Psychic did and glitch through the fence.
I can see where Steel were kind of coming from with all that.
Oh yeah, I can see where they're coming from. Make it more difficult for the final act.
It was just too frustrating.
If they
people would end up stopping playing.
Yeah, if I were in charge, I would have been like, okay, make the AI a bit better. Like if they were at like level 10, put them at level 15 or something like that. But allow people to save, so it's like it's more difficult, but it's also more fair, and you can get better at it. It's not just like no save.
I think Ray McCaffrey in the patch notes said it best himself, where they wanted difficulty and they got difficulty, but at the price of fun.
Yes, and
so
that was only like that was my biggest problem with the game. Like that was it.
Okay.
Other than that, I had a great time. Double cheek incident.
Double Chica incident was fun.
figuring out all
Double
the
Chica.
lore bags. You guys like directed
The
me.
Music Man, the whole Music Man scene.
Oh my gosh.
Easily the highlight of the game.
Yeah.
We were screaming. Well,
I
I
was okay.
was.
You guys were screaming in fear. I was laughing. I was like, yes. I
the,
loved
the,
it
the
so
bathroom
It was
scene.
like half
the
a
bathroom
scream, half a
scene,
laugh.
The bathroom scene.
much. Yeah, where he's just outside.
Mm-hmm.
It was great. I have a question about the whole game and your opinions. Do you guys think that it was because all of the issues with, or not all of them, but a lot of the issues that people had with the game was that it wasn't what people expected because it was so kind of like
I just remembered I wasn't done with my thing. But...
yeah, a lot of parts of the game were like missing or aren't in the game at all.
Yeah. So as I started a couple weeks ago, I would have given it like an 8.5, 9-ish rating. Now I'm kind of wanting to give like a 7.5 or an 8 rating
because of what we could have had.
Yes, because I watched, I think it was Tetrabit Gaming did like 3 episodes on cut content. And that was like 50 minutes of cut content, and I was like, I wish I could.
Crazy.
Yeah. There's so much here that just isn't anymore.
Now,
and
I'm wondering why that stuff got cut, because I'm thinking it could be 2 options. Either they really wanted to get this game out in 2021, and that was their priority over content, or the game just like took a different direction and they ended up scrapping a lot of ideas even though they were almost implemented into the game.
I think it was pressure from the fan base to get it out in 2021. And
that's really unfortunate.
I think Fury's Rage did it best, and when Scott was like, they're gonna kill me if I delay it again.
Yeah. So it's kind of like the Inkwell movie where it gets announced really early on, and then gets delayed over and over.
Well, then it's because I didn't know what I was doing. Now I do know what I'm doing.
And Scott didn't know how big the game was going to be.
And then we end up with an hour of black screen.
That's my sister's fault. That's my sister's
fault. Placing the blame, huh?
Trust me, I know this program that I've never used before. It'll render itself out.
That was a fun day.
Back to security breach.
Right, exactly. So yeah, a lot of cut content. A lot of the first. How many trailers did we get? 3.
Yeah, 3.
The first 2 were mostly invalidated.
Yeah.
Isn't that right?
Yeah.
Almost nothing in them actually got in.
A lot brighter than it was actually in the game.
Yeah. I think the video I watched on cut content says like they just for like the scene with what is it, the freaking L chips, that's what it is, and like you can see the arcade, and you can see the arcade in the background. They just put a wall there to like help with loading. Bonnie Bull used to have a window where you could see into Roxy Raceway, but they put a wall there because loading issues.
Yeah, and it's very poorly optimized. I think it's a good time to mention that.
Yeah,
you should be able to run it on. Remember the old RTX trailer? But you literally cannot run it on RTX because of that. I turned it on for like a minute, and my computer started killing itself.
I don't even think it would look as good with RTX. I can't lie.
I actually saw some screenshots where someone like emulated what it would look like with RTX. It was so beautiful.
Really?
I don't think that's possible in the game.
And that's what happens when you get a bunch of indie developers who want to make a huge, bombastic game. Like, they obviously had the skill to make it look. Like, they absolutely had the heart. There's no question about that. Yeah, I respect them.
I took a look at the game and I could just like when I was watching the intro cutscene, I was like, I was freaking out because like I was like no matter how the game turns out, they care.
Yeah.
And
that's like I have a lot of issues with Security Breach, but I can never hate it for that reason. Yeah. They cared a lot about it, and they tried. They tried, maybe not their best because of like pressure to not delay it and cutting content, but they definitely tried, and I respect them for that.
I think there's still hope for them to put the cut content back in the game over time.
Hopefully, yeah, the DLC. Well, not all of it,
Not-
because a lot of it
Maybe not as
pertained
DLC.
to like a completely different story that they were going for, I think. You know?
A little off topic, but do you want to see what it would look like with RTX on?
I mean, I won't be able to.
Well, yeah,
maybe
you can show some
briefly.
screenshots.
And then we can put the image up on the
Check this
YouTube
out.
video as well.
Check this one out.
All right, I saw these on Twitter.
Oh
Yeah,
my
that looks
gosh.
really good.
I think that's just a. I think the person on Twitter said that's a mod for the game.
Yeah, it's
Check this
probably
one
a mod that maybe. That
Oh, I did see
adds
this.
RTX.
I did see this. The daycare looks incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Um,
and we can
let me
put these up
read
on
it.
the screen for the YouTube video. Spotify
S-
people, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
SB with RTX GI looks amazing. It's sad that this stuff was ditched from the game.
Yeah, see, Monty Golf, I felt like it like before the game, I thought it was going to be like so eerie and
Actually,
like
swampy.
creepy
Yeah.
and foggy and stuff, but it just wasn't in the game.
Right, and this game, that's a good thing to bring up, because this game was not that scary. And
It
I
wasn't
think that's-
atmospheric. It wasn't scary. Yeah.
The scary.
Yeah,
I
I think-
I don't know what the
yeah.
scary. I think like okay, the scariest part was the stress at 6 a.m. fixing up Freddy. But the thing that I was like actually like made me want to be like, nope, I want to get up and walk away from this game. Was 3 a.m. The endos.
the weeping endos,
Oh.
yes.
They're actually not the hardest. They're not that hard.
I know, like after playing it, I know just run forward, you're fine.
I thought the
But
map bot was scary.
Which part?
map bot,
Map
Oh
bot.
my gosh.
Please take a map.
No.
also
Map.
stuff like how like me and Ozone, we never ran into nightmare staff bots, so we didn't get to like know their whole shtick.
Yeah.
They
Wait.
should have.
You never went down to Chica's sewer area?
No, we did, but we never got jump scared
Yeah,
by
we
them.
never fell.
Yeah,
in the
they
pit.
never fell down, and that's the only way
There
you
were
can ever
two-
encounter them.
There were two places you could have got jump scared by them.
You can find those garbage staff bots that are nightmare-y, or you can, I guess, like it takes a couple certain endings to maybe see them. But like, yeah, they're not very prominent if you don't take a certain ending.
And they were kind of like really big in the last trailer. So
Yeah, 'cause they're like the final thing for the release date trailer.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was really excited for them.
Remember when we
And
thought they were
it
called the
disappointed.
Alpha Z6 groups?
That's right.
That was just a code to help solve the
Yeah,
cipher
I
on the
did.
wall.
I did not like that name.
Well, there were 6 of them.
True.
True.
Now I think
I have a question for you guys. I'm curious.
okay, yeah.
What did you guys think of the lore bags?
I like
Good-
Duffel bags.
good
I have
or
them
bad?
all.
No, good
I have
or-
them all documented on my website.
Good way of telling story or bad way of telling story?
I definitely like them a lot. I think they're very well executed. Good way to drop little tidbits, and they're realistic. They make sense. They're messages like from employees and
Exactly.
PSAs.
Look,
Yep. Mhm.
They're basically a quantifiable version of FNaF AR's emails.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, exactly. And the good thing about them as well is that they were all in kind of like the right place. So in like Roxy's Raceway, you've got things about something being under Roxy's
Right.
Raceway and stuff.
Yeah, and
Um,
where you get the amazing
Faza
size
Blast
key,
stuff.
you get told.
Yeah,
how to solve
exactly.
it, even though that's wrong.
Yeah, they were very relevant, and they foreshadowed things, and they helped out. They're just really good. I don't think there are any faults
remember,
that can be seen in the duffel bags.
I remember when me and Ozone found the one labeled PQ1, and we opened it up just like not expecting anything, and then it says Princess Quest, and we both like freak out.
Do you think PQ men?
yeah.
Well, we didn't know.
Personal quarry. They go
Personal
mining.
query.
Yeah.
I have them all sorted in by like the
Inky,
order I think they take place in.
I think you were gonna say something, and then I have another question for after that.
Right. Okay. I mean, mine's kind of like a little bit of a topic starter, though.
All right, I can wait.
So one thing when we were talking about the nightmare staff bots, I think we briefly touched on the daycare as well. Aside from the ending, the Afton ending, which I really don't like. Aside from that ending, easily my least favorite part of this game is that all the best characters never showed up.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to try and bring this up as well.
Nightmare staff bots, they're like reserved to like 2 jump scares you have to be really bad at walking on a log to get. The moon, sun and moon, sun gets like literally less than 3 minutes of screen time.
Yeah.
Moon gets a little bit more, and he's really cool, but you just run away from him and hide in a safe thingy, and he's gone.
I got more sun time than moon time because I spent it.
And then, of course, and I know you can probably see where I'm going with this. Friggin' Vanny is not. I mean, she's in the game, but for all intents and purposes, she's not in the game.
She's not intimidating.
She's not there.
Easy to run from.
She's very easy to run from. She repeats the same 2 lines of dialogue over and over, and it's really annoying and makes you feel like a robot.
Guy.
Like,
hey, little guy.
Those guys,
Oh my gosh.
the animatronics that make sense. They have like their dialogue. They're robots. It makes more sense for them to repeat the same thing in the exact same tone. Vanny, as far as we know right now, is not a robot, even though that's all a mess.
Actually, she's an Elizabeth robot agony remnant spirit.
Oh yes,
No.
thank you for
Don't start with me.
and we can get to theories another day, I think.
Also, I don't know if we talked about this in another call, but imagine Music Man, DJ Music Man, the big bad, in the atrium. That would have been so sick.
I don't have to imagine it. I saw that one FNaF SB mod where they did that.
Really? Oh, it would have. There was so much potential.
He was in the
especially with like
atrium.
DJ Music Man. DJ Music Man was amazing in a lot of different ways. I just wish it would have been extended. Same with like Nightmare Staff Bots and of course Vanny and Afton and all that.
Mm-hmm.
We only got really the Glamrocks.
Yeah.
Yeah, just them. And
Yeah.
while we're on the subject of them, they were pretty decent as far as characterization.
Yeah.
Freddy has become a fan favorite in memes and everything.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Have you ever heard of...
You need to vent. Be the imposter, Gregory. That was very British, I'm sorry.
British Freddy.
British Freddy.
Well, Gregory does come from a British... Oh, wait, no, Freddy. Freddy is Michael Afton, so British, yeah.
Another, yeah. There's lots of theories. The story is always either not clear at all, or if it is clear, it's undoing good things about the previous story. So
Yeah.
yeah,
That's a really good way to put it. That's a great way to put it.
So
we all thought this was going to be a new era with new lore. Nope, it relies almost exclusively on past stuff and makes them more confusing. Yay!
sounds like a certain book series we all know and love.
Yeah.
Just wait till we get the Tales from
Yeah.
Netflix.
Oh, I cannot
like-
wait for that.
We should have expected this because it's FNaF, but I don't think anyone wanted this, just to make it more complicated.
I like some of the lore aspects.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
did a video on Princess Quest yesterday and found out a lot, and
The duffel
I
bags are
really like
There
it.
was this one voice actor in that video. Oh, they were great.
I still gotta watch that.
It's a
But
good
yeah,
video, Inkyink.
I think
It's a good video.
I think the Princess Quest ending should have been treated as the main ending because it definitely had the best content. I'd say it
Yes.
helped.
Agree.
It tied back to FNaF VR, and that I'd consider that part of like the new story, even though it's like not anymore because Cassidy is part of it somehow for some reason.
Do we really want to get into lore today?
No, I
Totally.
don't.
No.
So
One thing I do want to say. Sorry.
Go first.
Oh, you're forgiven.
Oh,
That's the thing you wanted to
I'll
say.
just say one thing I want to say is I did think some of the endings were pretty good. Not the Afton ending, that was the weakest by far, but a lot of them were quite well put together.
So it's funny how the weakest ending got the fully animated cutscene, and the other ones
I know.
do not.
And
rough.
just quickly, what do
Actually-
you guys think of the?
Actually, wait.
the-
About that, Inky. About that.
We're bouncing around.
There's cut content of voice lines and animations for those other endings. So
Oh, really?
At some
so they
Freddy-
just ran out of time to animate or something.
I know Freddy.
There is a voice.
Freddy has a voice line and animation for mentioning early in the game how his fingertip has a lighter.
There's also a voice line that I've found of him saying, "I have Roxy's eyes. I can see you now, Vanny."
Oh,
So
Yeah,
there
'cause I
are
was
lines
gonna
from the
ask.
endings.
I was gonna ask about that. Like, what did you guys think of the comic strip kind of endings?
They were cool and unique at a surface level, but they're really easy to see through as, uh-oh, we didn't have time to animate all these endings.
Yeah.
The comic strip endings are a disgrace.
Just
Also,
awkward silence.
also,
after
why?
that.
It's like why comic strips? Like that's like not even like a FNAF thing.
I
I
I
yeah,
agree
you're
with
right,
that.
Psychic. They should have like if they wanted to not animate
They could
all
have
the
done
endings, which
newspapers.
makes sense.
They could have done newspapers. Like,
I don't know.
like,
I don't know,
that's-
but I'm thinking. Hear me out. If they don't want to animate all the endings, which is understandable, like you don't want to like spend a lot of time animating like the bad ending where he just goes sleeps in a box and dies. So, 8-bit mini games.
That would have been easy, I think.
That would've been
Exactly.
better. It
Exactly,
follows the
that's what I'm
classic FNAF.
saying.
It follows the classic FNAF kind of vibe.
Mhm.
Exactly. So the comic
I
strips
don't
are
know.
visually appealing, but they come out of nowhere and they feel kind of cheap.
It
I'm not
doesn't
sure
even.
about
It doesn't even have
Also
to be the
very
old
short.
FNAF minigame sprites. It could be more like Princess Quest's vibe.
Mhm.
After
Yeah.
all, they made Princess Quest 2 and 3 in this game that we've
Yeah.
never
Right.
seen before.
Now those are a lot more highly pixelated, detailed stuff, but it would definitely still be probably easier to than animating. So
I'm gonna. I think we should talk about this topic that I want to know. I know I mentioned this in the group chat. So apparently they've already started working on DLC for this game.
Yes.
yeah.
So
While they're fixing patches.
yeah. So what do you think about that?
Actually, that's. I was gonna say like I don't know how I feel about that. They should probably fix the game first. But actually, if they're making DLC while fixing the game, I think that if they're like playtesting, that'd be a good way to find even more glitches and stop them. So maybe that would actually be like pretty good.
Beneficial.
I don't know. I don't know. I guess we can only find out, really.
I know
It's
when
perhaps
wait.
they.
I know when people say
You.
like talk about DLC, they talk about Glamrock Bonnie. Why is he such a big deal? I don't get it.
Because
don't care.
he's the best. He's so good.
Like, he gets lured and killed by Monty
How?
like a freaking loser.
He's so good. I
Hey,
refuse to
little guy.
provide any more explanation. Than he's
Glamrock
just
Bonnie,
awesome.
we need Glamrock Bonnie. He sounds like a
See?
cool guy.
He's so
He
good.
got lured and then got.
He's
killed
my
like an
favorite
idiot.
character.
He's my favorite.
He's my favorite security.
I'm sorry,
booster.
but I couldn't care less about Glamrock Bonnie,
He
Glamrock
appears
Foxy,
more than the
Glamrock
Vanny.
Puppet.
Yeah, oh my gosh, yeah, Glamrock Bonnie is more relevant than Van.
Gosh, damn it.
That's really funny.
Emails.
And
So-
sad.
Here's another topic then. If we did get DLC, what would you guys want?
I feel like they're
Story.
gonna
Story.
more story. That's a given. As far as gameplay, one of two things: either utilize areas that were not either completely unutilized or less utilized in the Pizzaplex already. So like I
Yes.
don't know, the secret,
Maybe even Bonnie
this-
Bowl.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Laser size
Bonnie
and
Bowl.
Bonnie Bowl. Like
right?
Freddy gets a big old
Um,
blaster. Monty gets a full-on golf course. Roxy gets an entire raceway with a sinkhole under it. Chica gets a little maze, a little maze
Sure, yeah.
that can be
Uh,
changed and
And
leads
then
to nowhere.
the other thing I was suggesting, and this is like unrealistic, especially from story perspectives. We get like a new wing of the mall that opens or something. I don't know, like just a new area. Like we knock down a
I agree with
secret
that.
wall. We
I
knock
think-
down
I
a
think-
secret wall, and there's like more stuff.
I think it could be possible, or maybe like an underground section. So it's like oh, it was
Yeah.
always here.
And Glamrock Bonnie is scrapped, and he's down there.
I think
Yeah, would you-
I think they need a story update. Honestly, like just I can.
Okay, so
I
story.
agree with that.
have you guys seen the ideas that like I've seen every time I go onto like FNAF Reddit, there's this one idea that sticks that everybody would love to see. You wanna know what it
What's
is?
that?
The Choose Your Guardian DLC,
Explain.
to where you could have
Ah.
Roxanne or Chica or Monty as the one aiding you in your
That'd
escape.
be cool.
Or I don't know, even Glamrock Bonnie, I guess.
Hey, little guy, you need to vent.
No, you ruined it.
Hey, Gregory, you need to vent. I think the thing that Security Breach needs most is like a story of its own, and I
Yeah.
think if they make like a Vanny DLC where you play as Vanessa or something, expand on that whole thing, would be
And
good.
maybe it
What
would
about, like,
actually explain their whole deal and
Yeah,
what's going on
because we actually don't
with
know if
those
they're
two,
the
because
same.
it's all a mess.
We actually don't know if they're the same person or not, and I'm actually
I
leaning
think
towards they're not.
I think they have to be,
I don't think they have
uh,
to be anymore.
because I think we were too quick to assume that Patient 46 is Vanny. I don't think it is
Yeah,
anymore.
Yeah.
Um,
I think
I've heard ideas that Patient 46 is actually Gregory, and even that's a little unrealistic, but I think it's like maybe closer to the right track. You know,
I
I don't
think
know.
46 could be Vanny and Vanny isn't Vanessa. I like that may like I've thought of that before where it's like Vanny's trying to
Mm,
like steal Vanessa's identity or something. I don't know. Cuz it's just
I've
weird.
tried to stop thinking about it.
It's weird. It's weird. Nothing makes sense.
right.
And it's like old FNaF where it's like or no, it's not even like old FNaF because old FNaF
But like,
technically could have been
yeah,
solved, but that's just it's like frustrating because there's contradictory information. Nothing makes sense. The story feels unfinished. I could go
if we just took Security Breach stuff, I'd say that it would be very unclear if they're the same person or not. But I think the FNAF AR emails really just
I
lend to the
agree.
fact that she's Vanny. Like, they built that up with such like irrevocable evidence, and that they're trying to like backtrack on it now almost, or like just try and confuse us. But I don't think it's enough to like undo what the AR emails set up.
What if we got a missing child DLC?
Missing
We got to
child
play as
DLC.
one of the missing children.
Like friggin' Little Nightmares.
Yeah,
Oh, we get
How
to
you-
play as Vanny.
Here's the thing: how you could do the like, you get to pick your guardian. It's not necessarily that you're Gregory with Glamrock Chica. You're that you remember
Nightmare
in the
Susie.
sewers the little spot with like Chica related items and pink lights in the sewers?
What?
No.
Please someone say something. Do you remember the spot in the sewers with like it looks
I
like
heard
a
what you
kid had
said.
chilled there?
No.
Like with the post-it notes everywhere?
Not that. No, like a little girl had kind of camped out somewhere with some pizza, a pink light strand. There's some shoes, like a little kid had been there.
Excuse me, really?
I can't say I
haven't
remember
seen
that, but
That reminds me of like Undertale. Or
What I'm saying
like,
is that you
there's the
could
children's.
you
children's
could play
clothing
as
everywhere.
as the route of one of the 9 missing kids from
that
the
would be really
newspaper,
cool.
I agree with that. That'd be cool.
and that would involve one of the animatronics more than the others.
I like that idea.
But we've already seen too much of Glamrock Chica, so
This is sounding a lot like Little Nightmares DLC, and
Yeah.
I'm kind of
The
for that.
Runaway.
Yes,
The
like
Runaway,
that.
yeah.
what about a like
That'd
a
be really
Halloween
cool for Security Breach, actually. Yeah.
Halloween DLC where they dress up the Pizzaplex? They
Yeah,
have Glamrock skins.
Curse
I
of
don't like that.
Glam Bear.
I don't like that.
You don't like Curse of Glam Bear?
maybe as like I do not like Curse of Glam Bear. I'm gonna be real, guys. It just sounds like
Well,
The Curse of Glam Bear.
you sound cringe.
I'm gonna be real. It just sounds like it'd just be a reskin they add to the game with minimal effort. Like they've been putting in effort, and I feel like a Halloween DLC where they reskin everything would be going
not
backwards
just a
as-
reskin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like Curse of Dreadbear was sick. We can all
Yeah.
agree on that, right? Something like that for Security Breach.
yeah.
What would you guys think?
Well, considering it's not really in a minigame format, I'm gonna sneeze. Wow. No, I'm not. Never mind. Okay, we did it. We saved it. We did it. Okay.
I
Where
think
was I going with this? Yeah, it's not like in a minigame standard setting, so
like
I don't
a
know how they would add.
maybe like a special Halloween wing at the mall.
That'd be
Maybe.
cool. Or, well, I feel like they wouldn't actually do a Halloween DLC. They'd do a Christmas one. Do you remember the last DLC in Help Wanted? How it was all like kind of Christmassy themed? And then
that was
the
just like
teaser.
that was just the flat mode update. It was just like saying like how
Well,
longer
I mean, the
VR.
teaser for the mall construction was in.
Yeah. I'm not disagreeing with you, but I like there wasn't like any. It was like that was the Christmas reskin. because like that, the only thing that was changed for that update was the Malteser plus the
Maltesers.
I get it.
plus
That's like a British thing.
the main hub had Christmas trees and stuff.
I
Which
see,
also
I
I find it
see.
funny that like Illumix for Christmas does ice, only ice. Well,
Oh, just ice. It's cold. It's very cold out.
wow.
Balloon Boy comes by.
While Steel World is like Christmas stuff.
It's just Balloon Boy got left out in the cold. He didn't get invited to the Christmas party and he froze to death. He's gone.
He's
Gregory, you
gone.
didn't invite me to the Christmas party.
So
Afton,
Balloon
is
Boy
that you?
World.
Ah, yes, I love Balloon Boy World, actually. I know you probably don't, because like you failed it like 40 times.
Actually,
Speaking of,
I
that-
didn't. I only did like 10 times. Then I got it.
Oh,
It didn't take that
yeah.
long.
You actually did it quite quickly
I mean,
compared to YouTubers.
Hyperbole, but yeah.
Although I told
You're
you how
a
to do it.
hyperbole. Yeah.
I
What do you-
am a
what do you think of-
hyperbole.
what do you
Oh
think of
no.
that?
I'm concerned, I'm shocked, I'm scared, I'm going to cry.
Did you
Can
guys
somebody
did
tell
you
me what
guys see the
hyperbole
mini
is?
game?
That's just like using exaggeration to prove a point.
Ah, okay.
So like I said, you did it like 40 times.
Ah, okay. Got it.
Did you guys see the mini game that's still in the game files but just
Which
Chica's,
one?
wasn't
Chica's
accessible?
feeding frenzy.
Yeah, the Chica. Wait,
Wait,
get me.
is Chica's Feeding Frenzy in the files?
Yeah, if you.
It's in the files. Yeah,
you can
people
play
have been
it.
able to play it.
Oh, what? Really? I've never seen it.
Yeah,
Yo.
it's not exciting really.
It
I'll have
but-
to see that.
it actually did look kind of fun.
yeah, I don't know
Here's the
why it was
mini
cut.
game. Well, a lot of things. Yeah, you're right. You're right, actually. Of all the things to be cut, I don't know why this would be
Like
one of them.
this is clearly like somewhat complete.
Hmm.
Right.
Just like fix up
Like,
the
why-
models a
why-
bit.
Maybe they wanted to redo
Add
textures
a
or something.
glitch, like
I
everything
mean, maybe,
else.
but it looks fine.
Hmm.
Also, I like how there's the one like lore bag that talks about the arcade machine conspiracy and you have to glitch them all.
Yeah,
And there's
Yeah.
only Princess Quest and Balloon Boy World that I remember.
Yeah, so
And-
it's like completely
and-
unfinished.
Monty
Right.
Golf was supposed to have like 18 holes, wasn't it?
Yeah, and
I
They're
bet
keeping
you
a secret
could've-
there.
you can find
Oh.
all 18 holes.
Yeah,
So what
it's so-
happened? There's stuff
it's so
in there.
random.
17 out of the 18 holes are like done and textured and playable in the game files.
That's so weird. They really
So
just
what if they
really just
brought it-
rushed it out.
what if they brought it for DLC? But that wouldn't make so much sense.
I think they should add back the stuff that was almost finished in a free
Mhm.
update.
Yes, me too.
That sounds reasonable, and I think that's what
I
they should
agree
do.
with that.
Like the ending cutscenes, finish
Do you
those.
guys know how much of
mini
Rockstar Row
games-
was cut?
There
A
was more in
lot.
Rockstar Row.
There was an entire backstage and VIP room that was cut.
Dude.
I need to send you the videos I watched earlier. There's
My
so much.
God.
Yeah, and we were discussing how like there were level 10 doors everywhere.
Yes.
but you
And
just
they
couldn't
lead
go
to
through them.
nowhere,
They-
yeah.
So
There were nothing in them.
there's one level 10 door that blocked off what was an entrance to like an underground area that connects like Monty Golf to the daycare.
Maybe they'll eventually add things behind the level 10 doors.
Maybe.
That'd be nice DLC.
Yes, I think that's a good way to implement
Let's
the
see it.
DLC.
Oh,
That's actually very good. Yeah.
You know the Afton table?
Yeah.
Yes.
That used to have
Those slides.
dialogue. In the game, it had dialogue. It
Yeah, I
was,
think I heard about that.
Did you hear about that, Ozone?
I heard them even.
the Afton what?
The
Ending.
table.
No, the table, the family.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it had dialogue about like the wife's like, the husband's like, oh, I quit my job. The wife's like,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
gonna leave you then.
Really?
Yeah.
I need to get on that. I'm making a video on the Afton family already.
I'll
I need to.
I'll
I need to
send
do that.
I'll send the series I watched this morning to you guys when we're done
Okay,
here.
thank you.
There's so much stuff. Like that's why like my rating went down
Yeah,
a bit.
this is just convinced me that
There's
they
a
didn't
whole-
finish the game.
There was a whole survival
Yeah,
mode they
what
cut.
did happen?
They didn't finish the game.
I don't understand.
And I get why like you don't want to delay it again, but a delayed game is better than an unfinished game.
Yeah.
Yeah, better late than never.
Hmm?
Well, better late than early, I guess.
Well, no, that's not something to go by life with.
Not by life, but by game development, definitely.
I missed my job interview by 1 hour, but it's better than getting there before.
I think it only applies to game development, but it's a good game development thing to go by.
But yeah, there's so much stuff cut. I'm trying to think of like more stuff that they cut.
So many things.
They're
Gone.
like the survival mode is gone. The game used to be like what we saw in that one trailer with the fast watch, where like time just went automatically and you had to like get stuff done. It wasn't story based.
So like time management.
Yes, and that stuff is still in the game.
see.
Like there's still like settings for like how fast the night goes, and setting your time to specific times.
Interesting.
There was a Vanny meter, which I'm pretty sure we've all heard about. Let's see here. Yeah, there was the survival mode is like one of the biggest thing that was cut. There were some
Interesting.
boss fights that were cut. There were
Like with who? With who?
there was one called Endogeddon. A Vanny
Whoa.
boss fight.
What?
I like the sound of that.
Yeah, Endogeddon, like Armageddon, but Endo.
Like Armageddon, Endogeddon.
There was a Vanny boss fight, and then there was a burn trap.
We
boss
needed
fight.
that.
And
There-
this is,
Those.
And
this
I'm pretty
is what I
sure.
was saying while we were playing the game as well. Like,
And I'm
the
pretty
boss fights don't
yeah.
feel like boss fights.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure there was like an escape scene with burn trap.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Oh,
where you
chase.
actually have to run.
Chase scene,
Yeah.
chase scene.
That's
At one
what we
point-
like predicted all the way back. We're like, we gotta escape the burning place, but it's like, no, you get a cutscene.
Yeah.
At one point, there was I think there was going to be a frozen endoskeleton, and that's
Yes,
where
frozen endoskeleton. There was a cut like model room where you could view all the animatronics and all of the
you menu.
Oh, I saw
arcade
that, yeah.
machines.
Also, Glamrock Freddy had an endo for his broken, like Shattered Glamrock Freddy. There's an endo for it, but no Shattered Glamrock Freddy model.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now guys, this has got me thinking. I think it might not have all been time. I don't think it was all just, oh, we gotta get out the game.
No, I don't think it was time at all.
Think about how big the game is right now, and not like the actual stuff that's in it. Like I'm talking file size.
It's
think I think
80 gigabytes.
yeah,
80
I think
gigabytes.
the majority of this stuff was probably cut because they didn't want it being like 500 gigabytes because they're optimized.
Also because they
so
run out of
badly.
time.
Also they made a post about like the first patches coming out, like we talked about with the
Right.
the save
And they're gonna
spot.
cut it
The
down
save
a
spot
bit,
at 6 a.m. They're working on cutting down the file size by like optimizing
Right, and then
it
maybe
better.
as they do that, they can add back in stuff that wasn't there before.
Mhm.
Added Hero Brian.
Added hero.
They did it.
Yo, the hero Brian secret boss fight is just replacing Burn Trap.
Also, the amount of like, okay, the amount of cut Vanessa voice lines is crazy. There's like
Interesting.
the voice lines we got from her is like half of all of the voice lines she did in the game.
That's
Do they have
really
like lore
unfortunate.
implications as well and stuff?
Not sure. It's possible that at one point we were actually gonna play as Vanny for some segments, because
What?
the way she's
I think
talking,
didn't
the
we
way she's
theorize about that
talking-
all the way back?
the way she's talking,
going
it sounds
back and
like,
forth.
oh, what do I do now? And like I don't know all off the top of my head, obviously, because there was a bunch of them.
Yeah.
So at one point, I think we were gonna play as Vanny in a segment, or maybe like we were like stopping her from proceeding while proceeding ourselves, like a open the door in front of you and close the one behind you type of escape scene. I guess there was a lot.
Yeah. What happened to this game? The greatest mystery of 2021.
Among
what
Us,
happened.
Gregory.
Yeah, that's what happened. That they heard about that, and then they traveled back in time and told themselves, the devs, just don't add things. They don't deserve it.
I do
And
think
that's how Security Breach
think-
ended up the way it was.
I think they set their sights too high, added a bunch of stuff, realized
Absolutely.
we can't do this, and they cut a bunch of stuff out. But
Hmm.
I feel like if they've taken like another year, I feel like it would have been like one of the best games ever.
I think if they took another year and got their act together as far as optimization,
Mm-hmm.
it would have definitely been extremely good. I think
But hey,
the story would have still sucked. The story would not have
Maybe
sucked
not.
as much. Not as much, I don't think. Burn Trap existing, and no, okay, not Burn Trap existing, because we all knew that Vanny was going to try and build him a new body. That
Yeah.
was going to be fine. Freddy Fazbear's Pizza Place being under the mall single-handedly ruins the story for me. So
really?
if that was ever going to be in the story, whether they had another
Spoilers,
year in a lot
by
of
the
space
way.
or not. Oh yeah, I mean it's spoilers.
Psychic.
We've been talking. We're a
We
little
are
late
so
for that,
far
but
in.
yeah. By this point, we assume that everyone who wants to know security breach stuff knows this
Yeah.
already.
So
That reminded me of hi, sorry, bad English.
can they fix? I think they can fix this game.
I think they could, but will they? It comes down to like, because a lot of people don't like changing something that's already been published. You know, that's sort of like something we all sort of lean towards.
I feel like
But
it'd be for the
like,
best.
it needs to be fixed, and like bug fixes. I don't know if that's enough. Like, we want more content in it that was cut. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. But you can tell they put their hearts and souls
Oh,
into
totally.
this. So,
There's no doubt about
Yeah.
it.
yeah. They really care about the community and stuff. You can even see that from just like the Dorco interview. They care so much about all of
Absolutely.
it.
They may have
Yeah.
cut a lot of content, but they did not cut their hearts.
So yeah, that's what FNaF is all about, cutting hearts.
Yeah. FNaF, my favorite family-friendly horror series.
Yes.
So I think we should maybe for the last few minutes talk about the podcast potentially.
Yeah, I think we could do that. Season 2 is here. We're here.
Yeah,
We're
Yeah,
here.
season 1 did amazingly,
Oh,
didn't it?
yeah.
way better than any of us could have expected.
Episode 1 is on 1,000 views on YouTube.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
past 1,000 views.
And we've
That's
got like
the
this
first
great
video-
community
the first
like going
video-
on,
yeah.
and it's really cool.
Yeah.
And we interviewed DeHusta, and it was really cool.
Mhm.
The fact we're even doing a season 2
Yeah.
is is
Yeah.
crazy. 26
Happiest Day
episodes.
podcast, 2 episodes, flashback. Now we're here.
Do we have any plans for this season? Any?
There actually
Changes.
is one video I want to do.
Yes.
As a live episode. Talking about, because a lot of people think like this new version of this new era of FNaF isn't as good as the old one, and I want to talk about, is it possible to ever go back to that? Because I think
No.
I think it is possible. Actually, I think it's possible.
Underscores like,
No,
we have
I-
completed that topic. The answer is no.
No, I think it's possible. I actually do think it's possible.
Well, we can
I'd be
discuss
surprised.
that. We can
Yeah.
discuss that in that episode.
And I think it'd be-
we've got lots
Yeah,
of
that's a good
ideas.
idea.
Still.
I think it'd be a good live episode because
yeah.
like there are a lot of strong
Um,
opinions in the community.
We're gonna talk
I-
about a lot of security breach, a lot of
Yeah.
the tales to Pizzaplex,
Felix
Felix
the
the Shark
Shark
when it
comes
comes
out
I mean,
out.
we are
days.
here in the Pizzaplex, so
Yeah.
Yeah, we're here. We can run around, explore things. We could poke Music Man in the nose. You know,
yeah. Oink oink.
oxygen.
Don't do that.
Died. Oxygen died, but that's okay.
Yeah, we don't care about that.
Oh my
Speaking
God.
of other people, I have a lot of ideas for guests as well. I
Yes.
have a long list.
Yes,
of
we
potential
actually
guests, so-
have like
A list
a
of
few
guests.
this time instead of
so
just
it's-
like
yeah.
randomly like DMing people like, "Hey, do you want to be on the podcast
Yeah.
today?"
And
we have like
and anyone
an actual list.
anyone in the comments as well. Tell us any guests we could
Yeah.
potentially get on here.
And don't
have
just
a lot
say
of
like
ideas,
Dawko and Matt Pat and Scott Cawthon
Yeah.
We
because like
literally
just
can't do that.
give us some time, guys. Maybe we'll get there someday, but not
Yeah,
yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like share it around with other FNaF people. We are
Yeah.
the most popular
Yeah.
FNaF podcast. Fun
We're
fact.
like the
By default.
The best thing you could possibly do is spread the word.
Mm-hmm.
And
Bring-
season
Yeah.
2 is here, and we're vibing.
Yes, and we have tons of plans. We're not going
The
away
freaking
anytime
bonus.
soon. Listen, there's so much stuff to talk about. We are not we're trapped here for a long time. We are not going away anytime soon.
Well, hey, if
Oh,
you don't
boy.
have Felix the Shark brooms, then make sure to pop to the dark rooms.
no.
Okay, Dark Room Season 2 is done. We're cutting it here. This is the
Yeah,
end.
okay, let it be known that season 2 had 1 episode.
It's the Real Happiest Day podcast.
We're gonna be killed off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Specifically Ozone. And then we'll all be sad, and then we won't
I'm
want to start.
targeted.
We won't want to continue the podcast after his untimely death.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh wait, I just realized if Oxygen died. I mean, I don't care about Oxygen anymore. I've moved on. But if Oxygen died, then surely her soul still remains.
Oh no! What if she possesses an animatronic in the Pizzaplex?
She possesses Vanessa.
Oh
I knew I liked Vanessa for no reason. Okay.
no! We are devolving into madness. Into madness.
She possesses the burned wood, so it's like a wood animal. It's Woodland Toy Freddy! She possesses
Woodland
Woodland Toy
Woodland
Freddy!
Toy Freddy.
Oh
My
gosh.
favorite skin. Oh, guys. There's a chocolate Freddy
The Lout.
t-shirt.
The T-shirt on
I
Funko's
don't-
website.
I'm gonna be real. I'm just not
Yeah.
gonna say anything.
We can hug a
I
slab
don't-
of chocolate.
I don't want to.
Say it, Inky.
I don't want to.
Say it.
I don't like it.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
So, Inky, can we have
I
a
kind of over
can we have a
dramatized that a bit.
Fazbear rant for season 2?
Those are days gone by, psychic. Instead, I'll give you a burn trap rant.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure, go ahead.
All right,
We're
burn
actually
trap.
doing this.
Burn trap. He's not burned. Well, he gets burned, but he's not burned because he's not spring trap. He's not scrap trap. Scrap trap died in a fire, just like the FNaF song. However, this is a new body. So if it's a new body, why does it look like the old body? Because theoretically, it should be made out of completely like scrap metal. So we could have had like scrap metal after, like we could call it scrap trap. Oh wait, no, we can't do that. So let's call it like salvage trap. No, that sounds like scrap trap because he got salvaged. We can call him basement trap. So basement trap. He lives in a basement and he sucks because him living in the basement means that that the basement has to be something, and the basement just can't be an ordinary basement or like a secret lab that Vanessa has. No, of course not. We have to make it a past location. Which past location should we make it? How about the one that needed to burn down for the story to be good? Yeah, let's do that one. So it sucks because Henry died for nothing. Nothing happened. Everyone survived. Even the kids, they're probably still alive in the blob. The blob is a stupid name for an animatronic. It's big. It's blob. And I don't like it. Funtime Freddy's mask is there for some reason. People have said it's the Count the Ways one. I don't know where you're getting that idea. Maybe they're in the same timeline. Who knows?
Count the ways.
Uh,
We will count the ways.
So how did the Funtime Freddy mask get unmolten Freddy? Because Molten Freddy's Funtime Freddy mask was already pretty molten, if you know what I mean, and now it's not molten, so it's not Molten Freddy now, so is it now just the blob mask? Who cares? I don't know. Not me. Anyways, this has been the Burn Trap secret ending rant. Thank you for watching.
We're just gonna end the video by having that slowly fade out.
Wow.
No,
I think that's a
won't.
good way to end it.
I swear we spent like 3/4 of this podcast talking about cut content.
I
Yep.
mean, I think
Well,
I think the title. I think the title for this one
three-quarters
should
of the
be
game is cut content.
true. I think a good title would be just.
Oh no.
Oh no, he's typing.
I love how you can hear him type.
Dark Rooms Podcast Season 2. What happened to Security Breach?
I think that should be the title, honestly.
Yeah, I'm
At
down.
least the what happened.
I need to come up with a
No,
new.
that's now our podcast title.
yeah. Let's
entire
rename, we rename the group chat.
Yeah, totally. Anyways, I actually won't end it with a fade out. So
Oh,
I
what
get,
really?
I'm not
So
going
just cut this little part out.
maybe not. Thank you. It depends on if I remember to. So thank you so much for watching
Please
premiere of Season 2 of the Dark Rooms Podcast. This has been Psychic with Inky, Ozone, and Underscore. And I guess we're going to see you guys next time. Bye, guys.
There's no I guess. We're gonna see you next time. Be confident, Psychic.
Bye.